gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Our salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smells like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. They're just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point and Click Podcast. Yaha! My name is John the Wise, and I'm here with Czar Salesman.
What's going on?
I made that noise because it's March 10th, which, if you put the letters together, it's Mario Day. Waha! Mamma mia! The day an Italian plumber went into a Japanese man's heart, and he made a game out of it, and look at us now. We're here today. We wouldn't be here without Mario, right, Czar? Would you be here without Mario?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't.
probably.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wasn't a big. I didn't have a console until the GameCube.
Really?
Yeah,
Fuck, man, I'm old, dude.
I
I
was.
remember when my dad walked in the room with that Nintendo.
Oof, I wish
Oof.
it was. Well, I mean, I was old. Like I was old enough for the old consoles, but my parents would never get one.
Yeah.
But I did have a PC. I was, floppy disk gaming.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because your dad was totally into
Yeah.
computers back in the day.
No consoles, but I, was playing like Jazz Jackrabbit.
Well, yeah, you were PC Master Race till you die, baby.
Yeah, before it was even a thing.
Yeah, man. No, I remember the fucking first day my dad walked in with that Nintendo. Well, I don't remember the Nintendo. Like, I just had a Nintendo all of a sudden. So I don't know what the fuck happened. I was too young, I think, to know what the fuck it was. But the Super Nintendo, I didn't ask for it. I didn't say I wanted one. I didn't even know it was out because I didn't really, I'm a kid. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Right. And he just walks in with this giant box because it looked like a game board box, but it had like a handle on it and it was kind of bigger. That's what the Super Nintendo console looked like. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, check this out. And I'm like, oh my God, did you just walk into the door with something that would change my entire life, dude? Super Mario World, Tetris Attack, all that stuff was in there. And oh my God, man. Just hours and hours of fun for the rest of my life. He fucked me over, dude.
Fucked you up forever.
And
Fucked
then
you up in the head.
And then
now look where you are.
I know. Then I got it was that, and then I had the N64, the PlayStation, the PS2. Like I got all those consoles, and the thing that changed me into having Jesus Christ, you're gonna answer your phone on the podcast?
Oh my goodness!
Disrespect. Ladies and gentlemen, I just like you to know that he's listening to his phone call right now while we're doing the podcast.
Oh my God! I'm on call. Jesus
for work?
Christ.
Do you have to go to work?
I might.
No way. Can we do the podcast still, or do you have to end it right now?
Shoot, dude. Well, someone just called and said their phones aren't working. So I'm gonna keep talking. You keep talking. I'm just gonna get into our system here real quick.
Okay, see if you can fucking work from home while we do this podcast real quick. But long story short, I wanted a computer because of America Online, AOL.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't even know computers had like games or anything like that on them.
You just wanted to do the AOL with all the kids?
Yeah, I wanted AOL with the kids, wanted ASL with everybody, age, sex, location, and then
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
the good stuff. Then I don't know what happened. Just my buddy's like, "Hey, check out this game," and it was like StarCraft or Counter Strike, one or the other one, and just fucking that was it. It was over. I was done with consoles. I still had like a PS2, I think, but I never. After that, I didn't buy any more consoles. I think the next one will be a Switch. So I went PS2 and then Switch. Those were like that's what
That's
happened.
a big leap. That's
I know.
a couple generations right there.
But everybody says the Super Nintendo and the PS2 are like top 2 consoles of all time, and I have to agree.
Yeah, I think PS2, because I did have the PS2. I got the GameCube, and then shortly after got the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
And PS2 is definitely one of my favorite consoles ever owned.
Yeah.
What?
No, I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel, kind of like to switch topics, but if you want to keep going with it, talking about consoles.
I might have to make a phone call.
Okay, that's fine. Go make a phone call.
I just looked like there's about like 90 phones offline.
Okay, go make a phone call. I'll hold down the ship while you do that.
You hold it down, buddy. I'm gonna mute and make a phone call.
Okay. But March, the reason that Nintendo is talking about Happy Mario Day is because March 10th, they do that with the fucking dates. Let me ask you guys something that are listening, because Czar's not listening anymore. It's just me and you guys now, all right? Czar's leaving. He's got a jean jacket on. He thinks he's a big shot, and he's doing some shit for work. But let me ask you guys something. How annoying is it whenever you fucking hear something like March 4th? Which one's the fucking Star Wars one? May the 4th be with you or something. They take a number, a day, they make it a thing. Listen, this is the extent of the happiness that you should feel about something like Mario Day, all right? March 10th, Mario Day. This is what someone should feel like whenever they hear that. Hey, happy Mario Day. What? March 10th, Mario. Oh, nice. That's it. That is the extent of your excitement. There shouldn't be like you take the day off or you don't make a post about it. Don't tell all your buddies about it, Don't write it on social media and make such a big hubbub or hashtag it. That's it. You just go, oh, okay, that's it. You're done. Now, Nintendo decided that this is a monumentous day because obviously it's fucking Nintendo. Unless you're Nintendo, it's just March 10th. Okay? That's it. If you're Nintendo, it's Mario Day. And what they did was they put a bunch of Mario games on sale. So if you go to the eShop, bunch of shit you can get. A bunch of Mario stuff. Actually, let's check it out right now. We'll check it out together. So looking at this article, Super Mario Maker 2 is just around the corner. Well, there you go. There's breaking news. So you'll get, I think, Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Kingdom, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom, Battle Donkey Kong Adventure. Jesus, that's a long-ass name. The entire name of the game is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Donkey Kong Adventure. It's too long. That's just too long. You need to make it smaller, for sure. Change it. Super Mario Parties, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Is U Deluxe Ultra Deluxe? Listen, we've said it before. I've said it before. Japanese people love word salad. Listen to this next one. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. I don't know, man. But anyway, if you're into Mario, how many Mario games are there? Jesus fucking Christ, man. He's like the Mickey Mouse of Nintendo, huh? He's the Mickey Mouse of video games. That's what it is, really. Even though there is a Mickey Mouse of video games because of Kingdom Hearts, he is the actual Mickey Mouse of video games because everyone knows who Mario is. And he's an Italian plumber. It's very strange. Very, very fucking strange. But, once again, Czar's still not here. He's on his phone call. He's making hand movements. So I think he's frustrated. Sounds like everybody's phone went down wherever he fucking works as IT. And he's on call on a Sunday. Well, suck my tits. Well, I gotta admit, we've had like 100 something, almost 100 episodes, and this is the first time it's ever happened. It's bound to happen that he's gonna get a call during the podcast. So, Czar is becoming an Italian plumber. Oh my god, what if that's what he's doing off camera with the denim and hand movements? There's something going on off camera that I don't understand, but I don't know if he's mad or what's going on. But yeah, that's it. I also wanted to talk about some new shit that I've been doing. Keto baking, dude. So wife has got me into this fucking low carb keto stuff. And I've been obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with baking. I've never baked before. And I decided, okay, if I'm going to do this fucking keto thing and I can't eat bread or any rice or anything like that, I have to find some way to replace those things. Like my bagel. I used to have 2 bagels in the morning. It would fucking kill me every morning. Because I would eat those 2 bagels and then day after day I just started gaining weight. And I'm like, fuck, man, it's the bagels. So I cut out the bagels. I lost weight. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I can't fucking have bagels. That's the worst thing, dude. You can't have bagels. You can't have cereal. You can't have pasta. All those things fuck you up, man. Unless you're okay with having a permanent dad bod that just gets worse over time. Which, by the way, I'm getting worse over time. So I'm not down with that. So I wanted to do something different, you know? So I decided to make some keto bagels. So the way that you make them is with fucking yeah, same. Me too, Prince. So the way that you make them is with mozzarella. Out of all things, you take mozzarella. I wish mine looked that good. You take some mozzarella, and god damn this website, dude. What is this? I've never seen a thing take the entire screen, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, see, Prince says, I've put on 15 pounds. It's time to stop. Listen, this is not a health podcast or anything like that. Dude, Czar's hand movements are out of control. This is not a health podcast or anything. I'm just wanted to talk about this because I'm going through it. But if you're in a relationship, you gain so much fucking weight. And I'll tell you why. Because you guys both perpetuate your bad habits. So, you know, and Czar sucks so much dick, like, all the time, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to tell him to take it easy and
Damn
suck
right.
less.
Why are we looking at bagels?
My bad, dude. My bad. I didn't know that you were back. We were talking about this keto diet that I've been doing.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, so I've been making keto bagels, and like I was telling Czar, if you and your significant other don't fuck up you don't fuck with your bad habits, you're just gonna perpetuate it. And it's going to get worse and worse. And at one point I looked at wife and I looked at myself a while ago, like before we got married. And I was like, listen, we can't let each other get fucking fat. All right. That's it. Yeah. There's no beating around the bush. We're both getting fat. All right. Me and you, not just one or the other. Both of us are fucking getting fat. So we got to do something.
And that's a good way to handle it too. Especially, you got to be delicate in a relationship or whatever. But the best way, because say it was just your wife and not you, not that it is.
Yeah.
Right. But like in the hypothetical scenario that it is, what you still want to do is you want to be leading by example.
Yeah.
You want to be working out with her even if you don't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And she said recently, I want to go keto again. And
it's a good one. I'd lost a lot of weight back in the day before I got fat again. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you just cut out. It's really, I said, fuck doing keto. Just do low carb, which pretty much is keto, but keto's really, really fucking strict. You can't have more than like 30 grams of carbs, which a banana is 35 grams of carbs. Just think about that. And like a bagel, one bagel is 45 grams. So you can't even have a bagel at all.
I got to take this call.
All right, go ahead. Let's fucking just get out of here. So I decided, all right, I'm going to replace the bagel with a keto bagel. I made it with some like mozzarella shit and almond flour, and I thought it was going to taste like ass. And I've never baked before, and I got to tell you guys, I'm proud of myself. I baked. It came out good. I liked it, and I was like, oh shit, I can actually do this. I got to say though, we are like, because we're not used to burning fat instead of carbs, That's what that's what keto is. Ketosis. You start burning fat instead of carbs. And we weren't used to it, so we started getting fucking dizzy. We started getting like these dizzy spells. Are you okay? Or do you have to go?
Yeah, you may want to pull someone in from the audience.
No, it's okay. I'll do it. I'll hold the fort, dude. Don't worry, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I gotta go. Someone's down, and the ISP has not responded to them. So
Well,
I gotta go.
yeah, that's fine. I'll do a short one because I'm gonna do the news after this, and that's it. We'll get straight into it.
All right. Sorry, guys. Love you all.
All right, later, Zarzar. See ya. Aw, too bad. We lost our boy. That's what happens when you can't have a full-time job as a podcaster. But it's okay. You guys got me. And, I'm so good by myself. So, that's how it goes. But anyway, that's the long and the short of it. We went on a diet. Diet is going well. Now, like, I've literally baked. Yesterday, I baked 4 times. 4 different times. Because I've been like, fuck, man, I want to try it. And, like, wife is getting me some new flour that we tried, like, changing the flour. It tastes like shit. So, like, now we're going back to the old flour, almond flour. And it should be good. But that's it. Just want to let you guys know that it's easy to bake. I've never baked in my life. And I made good keto bagels. Like, I've made shitty food before, and the baking actually came out well. So if you ever feel like you wanted to give it a shot, it's really fucking fun. So that's it. Do that. Let's get into the news, all right? We'll get into the news. We'll make it a quick one. Unfortunately, Czar couldn't make it today because of work. I mean, he was here. He was ready for you guys. He had a denim jacket on and everything. But, it is. It is what it is. Cooking is an art, baking is a science. That's why men are so good at it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is about baking that makes it a science. I literally just follow the instructions and just put them all together and then put them wherever they need to go. But that's it. Let's get on to the news. First piece of news. Apex Legends tops 50 million players in first month. I mean, that's fucking insane, dude. That's insane. 4 weeks, 50 million players for let's remember what's going on with Respawn. Respawn is a company that made the original Call of Duties that everybody liked. Then they made Titanfall. No one liked it. Then they made Titanfall 2, and that was supposed to like save them. No one liked it, even though it was a sick game. And I still have yet to play it. I kind of want to play it. But then they make this Battle Royale out of nowhere that no one was expecting, no one thought about. They didn't fucking talk about it. They didn't market it, probably because they didn't have the money to market it. They didn't have the budget for it because, hey, they've been not doing well, recently. So they were just like, hey, here's our Battle Royale, free to play. Boom. It's on Origin. And bada bing, bada boom, 50 million players in a month. What the fuck? That's insane, dude. Its closest competitor is Fortnite. You're talking about the heavy hitter, dude. Ninja, blue hair, on Jimmy Fallon. That's its closest competitor. It's insane, dude. It's just straight up launched itself into the stratosphere, and it doesn't even have its first battle pass out yet. I mean, insane. I mean, you guys don't have to ask me my opinion. You already know that I fucking love this game. I've been having so much fun with it. I still have fun with it. I'm toxic as fuck when I play, and that's part of the fun, okay? That's part of the fun. Anyway, 50 million players. Congratulations, Respawn. Let's move on. Check this out. So, Mexican newspaper prints graphic on the new Pokemon games Sword, Shield, and Gun. So, a local Mexican newspaper, the new Pokemon games are called Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? And then this guy named @Sir5000 on Twitter created this graphic of Pokemon Sword and Shield and Gun. Like, the gun part is obviously the joke. But it looks really fucking real. Like, the font and everything goes perfect with it. So a local newspaper just saw that image. They didn't do any research or anything. They just fucking took that image, put it on their newspaper, and said, hey, the new Pokemon game's coming out. Or games. They thought it was 3 of them. Sword, Shield, and Gun. I mean, come on, dude. gun, dude. Like, it's obviously fake, but it does look fucking convincing, dude. Like, everything is the same. The graphics, like, I thought it was real. For a second, I thought it was real, but then I was like, no, it has to be a joke, man. There's no way. It doesn't even make sense. Sword and Shield are medieval, but holy shit, dude. Yeah, so here's the newspaper, and there it is. Pokemon Shield, Sword, and Gun. I gotta give props to that guy, Sir5000, for making it so fucking convincing. But yeah, who would be the top Pokemon for Gun? Oh, there he goes. There goes our boy. Well, they put that monkey dude for the gun part. Anyway, next piece of news. This is fun. Anthem players say the game is crashing their PS4s. Oh boy. Man, Anthem is just... I mean, this aside, I don't know, man. I was supposed to play Anthem. I was supposed to buy it as soon as it came out, and we were all supposed to play it. My stream was supposed to be about it. All my friends were going to play it with me. But we ended up not playing it because Apex Legends came out and it was free to play, and I was like, okay, let me try this out. And it's much better than anything that I've ever played. Let me leave Origin because it's making like dinging noises. Give me a sec. Quit Origin. All right. Don't you love it when it doesn't go away? Anthem has had more refunds than No Man's Sky. Whoa. No way. Is that for sure? Damn. That's rough, dude. Anyway, it's been a rough launch for BioWare's new looter shooter, and some PlayStation 4 players are now finding that the game occasionally shuts off their system as well. So originally this title said Anthem players say the game is crashing their PS4s permanently, which means it is bricking their PS4s. And if you're not familiar with the term bricking, it means that literally your console has become a brick. You know? Thanks for the 15 biddies, buddy. But what had happened was whenever you would go into matchmaking, for some reason the console would crash. And if any of you have a PS4, you know that when you unplug your console when it's in rest mode, which is like the standby mode, comparatively to computers, when it turns back on, it tells you, don't fucking do that, dude. It says, don't do that because it's bad. And then it goes into this fucking, checking hardware mode, checking software mode. It says, checking the system storage status and, what is it called? Short process of checking the internal database for any issues before turning back off again and then restarting as normal. So if you just unplug it, the PS4 tells you, don't fucking do that. And then it tries to fix itself. It checks everything. It does it like a self-diagnostic. So Anthem was pretty much making that happen. It was making it fucking crash. I don't see it. I guess it's just on track to have more refunds than No Man's Sky. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I can see it happening. But then anyway, some people were saying that they're placed because of that error. And because the PS4 tells you not to do that, there's a reason for it. Because sometimes it would brick your console if you unplug it without properly turning it off. So a few people, they said that they couldn't turn their PS4 back on. Now, since then, Kotaku has put up an update. Apparently, there's a workaround for it. You go into like safe mode. You hold the down button when you turn it on. And I mean, unless you're like hot on the subreddit, you wouldn't have known about it because it was on Reddit, and people were able to get around the thing. You go into safe mode, it does 2 beeps, and then from there you select an option labeled rebuild database. When that process is complete, the PS4 should be working again. And they said that they're working on a fix for this whole situation. But I mean, it's just so much shit going on. This is just another thing to pile on to the shit. EA did not think... It's crazy. They're both EA. Apex Legends and this are both EA. And Apex Legends was not marketed. No one thought it was going to do anything. Anthem was marketed so much so much for like 2 years. Talked about for so much for 2 years. And it's been doing terribly. It's so crazy how things work like that. Zero advertisement, zero marketing, 50 million people in a month. Tons of marketing, millions of dollars of it over a 2-year period, and a complete colossal failure. And I say colossal failure because not because they don't have people playing the game, and not because of the bugs that are happening or anything like that. That shit's normal. I'm saying colossal failure because they thought this was going to be the next World of Warcraft. That's what they thought this was going to be. They thought everybody and their mom was going to be playing Anthem, and wherever you go, people are going to be like, what's your name on Anthem? Let me add you as a friend when you're at the bus stop or the 7-Eleven giving money to a crackhead. All that shit was going to be, hey, what's your name on Origin so I could add you for Anthem? That's what people thought this was going to be, and that's what they wanted it to be. And now it's just like a fringe game that nobody's playing. And everybody's really just waiting for a content creator, including me, to be like, hey, this game is actually good, give it a shot. They've added some patches and made some changes, and it's good now. So that's what people are waiting for. But I don't know if we're going to get it. All right. Rest in peace, Anthem. We'll see how it goes. If you have a PS4, get a PC. All right? Next piece of news. This is great. Listen to this article headline. Let me take a sip of my coffee before I read it. Usually you have somebody here with you so you can sip your coffee and they talk. But, Czar had to be an adult. So, Hipster whines at Tech magazine for using his pic to imply hipsters look the same. He discovers pic was of an entirely different hipster. We all know the hipster look, dude. It's the beard. I'm 2 articles of clothing away from becoming a hipster, I've realized, just because of my beard. It's the beard, it's the glasses, it's the beanie, it's the scarf. You put it together, you drink almond milk lattes, and you become a hipster. Well, this guy was upset. I guess he was a model, and he's like, hey man, what the fuck, you use my picture and you're talking about how all the hipsters are the same and I don't like it. And it's like, hey man, that's actually not fucking you in that picture. So, irony maybe, or a lot is exactly what happened. Let's see. At the end of February, MIT, blah, blah, blah. Anything else in this article? I feel like we got to see the cover, right? Where's that fucking cover? Here's a PDF file. Holy shit. The Hipster Effect, When Anti-Conformists All Look the Same, by Jonathan D. Tobel. Well, his name is Jonathan, so he must be a good-looking guy. Oh, wow. This is like a scientific dissertation of how hipsters all look the same. Holy shit, dude. This guy went... There's formulas and fucking... What? What is this? I'm not smart enough for this. I don't think you guys are either. Asymmetric interactions in the binary hipster model. Okay, so this what we're looking at is an example of a guy that's super, super fucking smart and using his powers for something that does not need that kind of... He's using, like... Yeah, he's a nerd. He's 100% a nerd. He's using a nuclear reactor to power a laser pointer, is what the fuck is going on here with this article. He literally made this giant dissertation on how hipsters all look the same. He's using math to shit on hipsters. Thank you, Prince. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the ultimate fucking troll, dude. This is the ultimate troll. You know what's funny? Some of these equations could be incorrect, and I would never know. Like, look at these things, dude. There's symbols in here that I feel like he just made up. What's with the numbers that are smaller than the other numbers? They put it like... I know like to the power, 9 to the power of 2. I get that. But what is it when they put it on the bottom? And then there's a beta symbol? God, this hurts my head, dude. Why? Math sucks, dude. Doesn't it just fucking suck? You look at it and you're like, what? Why? Imagine how many hipsters started reading this ready to be outraged and then stopped after the second page feeling stupid. Yeah, except for that other guy who's like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at this. Let's see. Is there any photos in here? There's no pictures of any hipsters, though. So I don't get it. Supplementary figures? I don't see him in. I don't see a figure of a hipster in here. So I don't know. I don't know what the headline was nice, though. Now, as far as I know, calling someone a hipster isn't slander no matter how much they may hate it. Still, we would never use a picture without the proper license or model release. It was a stock photo from Getty Images, so we checked the license. Yeah, so this is the guy. This is the picture. And he's like, hey, what the fuck, man? You're using my picture to shit on hipsters? Go fuck yourself. And they're like, no, that's not your picture, dude. Which, ironically, the article is about how all of you guys look the same. But, you know, that's not your picture. Yeah, well, fuck you, man. Yeah, that's what happened. All right, next piece of news. Guys, U.S. Army assures the public that robot tank system adheres to AI murder policy. This is off Gizmodo. There's a beautiful picture of this amazing looking tank robot. It's like a little robot with a Gatling gun on it. It looks like a belt-fed 50 cal. Is that a 50 cal? I don't know how big this thing is. It doesn't matter. It looks like a killer robot straight out of Terminator. And the U.S. Army is talking about how they're putting an AI into these things so they can be autonomous. It does look like one, right, Prince? Okay. No banana for scale, exactly. I don't have a fucking banana. So let's see here. U.S. Army put out a call to private companies for ideas about how to improve its planned semi-autonomous, AI-driven targeting system for tanks. In its request, the Army asked for help enabling the Advanced Targeting and Lethality Automated System, ATLAS. Oh my god, they even have a fucking name for it? That's how it starts, by the way. You make a cool name like Atlas, which is amazing. That's well done. And then Atlas is out of control, dude. It's like Skynet. Skynet sounds sick. I want a Skynet. It sounds like the internet, but in the 90s it sounded, oh my god, Skynet? But we all know what happened with that. So Atlas. They wanted to acquire, identify, and engage targets at least 3 times faster than the current manual process. What? How fast? Oh, well, I guess the manual process is, hey, there's a guy there. Shoot him. And they want this thing to be 3 times faster than that? What? Jesus Christ. Hold on, let me... Disrespectful. Phone was on... Not on vibrate. They're going to hire the lowest bidder, and then those people are going to half-ass working on it to get as much money as possible. Of course. Make it augmented reality and aiming with a mouse and keyboard, then all we need is Shroud to win a war. Dude, what if Shroud is like the future super soldier? Like, people like him, they recruit him. They recruit these fucking esports maniacs. You know, I did read an article a while ago about how those drone operators, they go into like this deep fucking depression and get hardcore PTSD, even though they were never in combat. Technically, they were in like, you know, in a base, in a foreign place, or they were maybe in Virginia. I think some of them were in Virginia, and they would just go on bombing runs with their drones. And they're safe. Nothing's going to happen to them. If the drone blows up, they're obviously in another country. They're fine. But they were a base in Arizona, says Prince. Yeah, I don't know if it was... I think they have multiple. But anyway, they would get hardcore PTSD, man. Thinking about, fuck, man, I'm playing like this video game and people are actually dying. And it would fuck with their head, dude. And I think that they weren't able to play video games because it was just like... It was just fucking with their head. I can't imagine what this will be for them. This AI tank kind of thing. But that's an interesting thing, right? You're sitting in a desk and all you're thinking about, because, you know, they've killed babies. They've killed women and children. Not purposely, they're not targeting them, but collateral damage, dude. That's what war is all about. It's just, that's war, dude. And a soldier has to be, that's the kind of thing that a soldier has to like block out of their mind while they're in combat and deal with later. We'll deal with it later. We'll deal with death later. Right now, we got to do our job. And that's what they do. Well, fuck, man. When they're just, the amount of bodies, the body count on one drone operator is insane, dude. Think about it. Compared to like a Marine, a grunt, frontline grunt, I don't know how many people he'll kill in his tour. Let's say 20, 30. That's probably like inflated. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't think it's like 100. I don't think they're going around killing hundreds of people each. But a drone operator, I'd believe it. Hundreds of people just by himself drops. That's way too many. Yeah, see, I don't know. So probably not even 20, right? The drone operator, though, at the touch of a button, dozens of people dead? Like 3 to 4. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I can't imagine, dude. Just thinking about all the bodies and some of them being civilians. You don't even know if the intel was correct. Oh, yeah, that was a hospital. Whoops. Oh, yeah, that was an elementary school. Whoops. Like, fuck, dude. And it's not your fault. You're just a soldier. You're doing your job. All right, I don't know why we got so deep into this, but anyway, AI robots are coming, and they're going to fuck you in the ass. And so they have ethical standards, and they're saying, hey, guys, listen, Atlas, it's fine. You know, it has its directive. It has its own protocol. Don't worry about it, guys. Trust us. Everything's going to be okay. And people are like, what do you mean, dude? What do you mean? So the Department of Defense Directive 3000.09 requires that humans be able to exercise appropriate levels of human judgment over the use of force, meaning that the U.S. won't toss a fully autonomous robot into a battlefield and allow it to decide independently where to kill someone. This safeguard is sometimes called being in the loop, meaning that a human is making the final decision about whether to kill someone, which is great, but I don't trust the military because they're malicious. Not because they're malicious, but because they're incompetent. Yeah. I, for one, welcome our tank overlords. Yeah, that's exactly side grade. Exactly. That's exactly what you're supposed to say. So, you know, hey, Atlas, where are you? Here's my phone. Atlas and the NSA and the government, you know, I'm with you guys. All right, I'm with you. If you want to integrate into my brain and make me a battery, just please don't kill me. I don't care. Put me in the Matrix. Make me Elon Musk in the Matrix, please. Okay? Thanks. Love you. Bye. Next piece of news. Let's get to video games. All hail Atlas. Skyrim Together code stealing controversy sends shockwaves around the modding community. So, we talked about Skyrim Together, which is finally somebody figured out a way to mod Skyrim to make it multiplayer. Right now it's in closed beta only for people that are backing their Patreon. So there's two things that are going on with this story. One is Bethesda has said in the past that they don't care about modding as long as they're not the people that are making the mods are not making a profit from them. So you can get donations, you can have a Patreon and stuff like that, but you can't accept money for your mod. Like, you can't make it if you want mod, then you give me money. Well, Skyrim Together is kind of doing that right now. They're calling it a closed beta, but they're telling people that if you're part of our Patreon, you can be part of the beta. No money for the finished product. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a closed beta, but they're getting more than $25,000 a month right now in their Patreon. You know, and this is as of the 5th of... Is that the 5th of March? Yeah, 3/5. Yeah, so 5 days ago. So who knows what's going on? Maybe they're doing better or whatever, but $25,000 a month. Now, the reason why that's important and that was brought to light is because if anybody knows anything about modding, especially Skyrim, you know that there's this mod called SKSE. It's Skyrim Script Extender. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, right? Skyrim Script Extender. That's exactly what it is. And what SKSE is this mod that has allowed the game to enable mods that it wouldn't have been able to enable. So this guy made SKSE, and he like pretty much opened the floodgates for all kinds of other mods. So there's a lot of mods that you download for Skyrim. They'll be like, you need to have SKSE or this won't work. So whoever made that guy, fucking invaluable resource for modding in Skyrim. It's just insane what he's done. Well, it turns out the people that made the code for Skyrim Together had a lot of lines of code. I mean, it's so easy. It's to the point where you literally type in Control F and type SKSE, and then there's just boom, line after line in their code from SKSE. They didn't give the guy money. They didn't give the guy a shout out. They didn't even say he was a part of it. They just straight up took it. All right? And he pointed it out. He's like, hey, what the fuck, man? You guys are getting $25,000 a month for your mod. You're charging for your mod, and you're stealing my code. Well, it turns out their first response was the accusation sent shockwaves. Here's our first response. All right? We did not steal anything. We used SKSE to prototype our mod back in 2012, which is the standard way of extending Skyrim. Then the SKSE guys decided we weren't allowed to use SKSE for reasons that remain unclear to me, and so we rewrote the parts that were using files from the SKSE project, so we do not rely on it anymore. We just have an automated build system that included some SKSE files, but they are not used in the actual mod. So pretty much he's saying we used SKSE as a framework for creating our mod, but we don't use it anymore. It was just, a little, it was the scaffolding is what they're saying. It was the scaffolding for the building. We're done with the building. We took the scaffolding down. We're good. Well, turns out no, they didn't actually take out any of the SKSE stuff, because the guy's like, no, you're wrong. I looked through your code and I can literally find lines of code that I wrote. And then they had to later on be like, oh yeah, whoops. Yeah, my bad, dude. We'll take it out as soon as possible. Sorry about that. And then they also said about the $25,000 a month. They said, we understand, what's going on. We haven't touched the money, and we didn't expect it to blow up like this. I think, to be honest, the Skyrim Together guys, the story is they obviously used SKSE. They kept the code in there, and they were originally like, hey, we'll just use it a little bit, and then we'll get it out once we're done. And they forgot to get it out. And then this money that they're getting, they did not expect to get this much money for their Patreon, and they're kind of scared. They're like sitting on this money, and they don't know what to do. And they literally said, so the SKSE guy said, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm concerned that if Bethesda or ZeniMax lawyers get involved, because, they're taking money from people for their beta, and they might be like, oh, just fucking, nix everything. What's in there? SKSE code? Nix that shit too, because it's all a part of it. He's afraid that will happen, which is kind of a stretch, I think. But he thinks that they'll just come in and shut down the whole fucking thing, burn the house down. So it's kind of one of those situations where it sounds like SKSE, the guy from the SKSE and the guys from Skyrim Together have a terrible relationship, and they're finding any reason to fuck with each other. So they need to work on that before Bethesda comes and unplugs everything. Which I don't think they'll do, because they've already had enough controversy. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's probably in the hands of lawyers at this point. I'm excited, though. I want to play this Skyrim Together. I want to try it out. But I'm not going to pay for it. No. I'm not going to give them money in their Patreon for it. I'll donate later after I try it out. I'll donate after that. But I'm not going to give them money to try out their service. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, next piece of news. Sorry about that, guys. This coffee gets me all phlegmy. Steam is currently listing a game called Rape Day in which you play as a serial killer rapist. Yeah. Valve has decided not to distribute... Okay, this is the update. Distribute Rape Day on Steam after significant... I mean, the game is called Rape Day, Valve. Have some kind of automation where you're like, hold on, hold the phone. Your name is what? I mean, come on, dude. You play this creepy guy, you go around raping women. Amazing. After significant fact-finding and discussions, we think Rape Day poses unknown costs and risks and therefore won't be on Steam. They're not saying that it's morally wrong. They're like, hey, we don't know how bad this could be for us, you know? Social media or whatever. We don't know how bad it could be, so we're just going to fucking cut it out. I like that. I like when they don't have some, like, bullshit rhetoric. It does not... Valve has an anything goes policy. Yeah, well, for a second they were like, oh, we can't have porn. And then now they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Put the porn in there. We need the money from the waifu lovers. Here they said, we respect developers' desire to express themselves, and the purpose of Steam is to help developers find an audience. Good for them. But this developer has chosen content matter and a way of representing it that makes it very difficult for us to help them do that. Yeah, so... instead of saying stuff like this does not align with our, policies or our morals, the company's morals, they're just like, listen, we don't know what kind of backlash this is going to create. And to be honest with you, the content of this game is really hard for us to defend somebody that makes a game called Rape Day, which is the correct answer. That's correct. Yes, there's free speech. And they're like, we want to give everybody the freedom to do whatever you want. But if you make a game about raping, I mean, you might not be successful, dude. That's it. I mean, and it's going to be hard to get people to have your back when you're making a game about raping. Like Grand Theft Auto, people saying that that's a violent game about beating up hookers and, and blah, blah, blah. You can easily defend Grand Theft Auto and be like, look, that's just a small part of it. That's just one thing that you can do, and it's not, the game doesn't reward you for it. Like, there's so many things I can say. But for a game called Rape Day, what am I going to say? Oh, man, it's just, he only rapes a little, Yeah, so I get it. They don't want to restrict content. Yeah, because that's where the money is. That's not the point of the game. I've never seen it, so... Let's see here. The creator of Rape Day, who say they've tried to make a game for sociopaths. Hello. Has posted another update on Steam. It's ready for launch, they say, but the review process is taking longer than expected. Oh, you're talking about GTA. Yeah. Oh, okay, I thought you meant Rape Day. That's not the point of the game. Yeah. My bad. Dude, they said they wanted to make a game for sociopaths? Do you hate money? I mean, think about it. How many sociopaths, literal sociopaths, are out there? Not a lot. It's a small percentage of the population. We just want to hear about it because we love, we're what do you call it? Murder porn? We love shit like that. I learned that because the game contains sexual content and content that may be illegal in some countries. The review process will take much longer than expected. Unfortunately, I was not able to get a more specific time estimate for you guys. That sexual content is rape and murder. And it's hard to imagine how anyone could brush it off as maybe illegal in some countries. I know, dude. Come on, man. It has content that may be illegal in some countries. What do you mean, dude? Rape and murder? Yeah, I mean, hey, if you go to fucking Guam, they're cool with rape. And how many of them play games? Exactly, dude. You're talking about making a game for 5 people. It wasn't a game for sociopaths. You guys are the sociopaths. So anyway, maybe illegal in some countries, unless they were just trying to piss people off, yeah. The more the developer says, the more the game seems to exist solely to cause outrage, which is one of the few reasons Valve might actually kick it off the store. For now, however, it's still present, though not released. Let me see if it's on. It says it's not there anymore, but let me see. I'm on Steam right now. Rape Day. No, it's not on there. It's gone. Excuse me. Yeah, Rape Day's gone. Rest in peace. Get it on a torrent site or something, I guess. Well, yeah. I mean, come on, dude. There was that other game. What was it fucking called? Kill or something, where you literally just go around murdering police and innocent people, and it got so much heat because of the content, and it ended up flopping. And Valve was like, we're just going to let it go because who cares? It's just a game. And, you know, its sole purpose is to kill innocent people, but so was Postal. And Postal was okay with people, you know? Obviously, it was a different time. But anyway, the controversy created a bunch of buzz around that game. And that game was semi-successful in the beginning because of that controversy. But then it flopped because it was just a shit game. That's what a lot of people said. It was like poorly optimized and just not fun and just stupid. It was a stupid game. So this developer kind of saw that happen, I think, and was like, hey, what if we just make a rape game? And it's literally called Rape Day. Like, if they really wanted it to be an artistic endeavor and like fly under the radar, they could have called it something else, like, you know, the blue effect or some shit like that. That's so ambiguous that you wouldn't know that it's all about rape and murder. But they were like, nope, Rape Day. All right, ship it, because they wanted the controversy. So for that, I understand why Valve is like, okay, dude, you guys aren't even trying to be artistic, so we're not. How can we defend you? You're just literally trying to drum up controversy. And then with that statement, dude, some content that may be illegal in some countries, you know, like all of them. Oh man, that's funny. All right, who needs Czar? Fuck Czar. I'm just kidding. I love the guy. Poor guy had to go to work. Next piece of news. Valve lays off 13 employees. Oh my god, they were in the parking lot hugging. Reportedly slashing VR hardware division. Yeah, so I think Valve is finally figuring out that VR is kind of dying. I remember that Gabe Newell was one of the first people to be like, VR is the future. And he made a VR department in Steam and everything in Valve. But I think what we've realized is VR is just super impractical. And to be honest with you guys, I don't like not being where my body is. And like, it's just like this weird thing of having your back towards, like, you know what I mean, when you're sleeping and you have your back towards the door, all you're thinking about is someone's going to walk in that door and kill me, so I have to be facing the door. It's that kind of thing. When I have the VR headset on and I'm in the full VR mode, there's a second where I'm like, oh my god, wait, where is my body? Like, am I safe? Even though it's irrational, it just still makes me uncomfortable. On top of that, it makes you dizzy. And, like, it's cool for a minute. It's cool, like, oh, this is cool. Okay, but I want to come back to reality. And it's not, like, on the level where you're, like, completely immersed. Where you're like, oh my god, man, I'm in this other world. I don't even know the difference between reality or anything. It's not even like that. So I don't think there's any reason to get into VR right now. Like, when people say they want to try it, I go like, don't, just go to the mall and see if they have a kiosk. Because, to be honest with you, I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. Now, augmented reality is the future for sure. I think that's the future. We saw a few examples of, like, people playing League of Legends on their, like, dining room table, where you can just literally sit around, or you can watch a game going on your dining room table. Find a friend who has it. Yeah, exactly. Who has VR. That's it. Someone who spent, like, all that money on the Vive. Just go to their house for like 5 minutes, try it out, and then there you go. So, yeah, it looks like Valve is... Oh, boom. Right here. I was correct. The veteran Valve hardware designer who was fired in 2013 after Valve decided it wanted to focus on VR instead of the AR headset she'd been championing. Valve's only known projects are VR devices and the aging Steam... Okay, wait, I missed something here. They they fired like half the Valve hardware team recently. Wonder how long it'll be until the remainder get the Jerry treatment. It reads possibly a misspelled reference to Jerry Ellsworth, a veteran Valve hardware designer who was fired. Okay. After Valve, okay, so that guy wanted to make an augmented reality headset, and Valve's like, no, VR is the way to go. And then now they're like, you know what? Actually, AR might be the way to go. You know, they do. It's cool that Steam offers so much for VR, though. You can get Skyrim VR and all that stuff. You can get so many good VR games off Steam, but yeah, I mean, it's one thing publishing games and putting it on your platform. It's another thing making the actual hardware. Like the Steam Link, I think it failed, dude. I'm not sure if they still sell Steam Links. I love it, but I don't think Steam Link. All right, here we go. I'm on their. I don't think it's available anymore. Yeah, it's not available for. Yeah, you can't buy it anymore. Damn. Steam Link. Skin? Yeah, no. Virtual here for Steam Link. What the fuck is that? Add support for Xbox One wireless, steering wheels, microphones, flight sticks, and other controllers. You have to pay for that? The fuck? Yeah, the Steam Link is no longer for sale. Interesting. But yeah, I mean they're trying to make consoles. They're trying to do something. They want to make some kind of hardware. They want to get out of the the software space and the publishing space and the game making space, and they want to do everything, which is great. I think it's admirable to want to do all those things. But if they just, it's not working out for them, especially the VR. Good for them. All right, so you're not going to get a Valve VR headset. Next piece of news: Team Liquid's Blackout team migrates to Apex Legends because Blackout is garbage from everybody. Everybody's saying the same thing. They haven't changed anything. They haven't. I think Slasher posted this. Let's see here. Let me see their reasons. Right. Okay. It didn't help that Blackout is kind of struggling. So this is from who? I don't know. It didn't help that Blackout is kind of struggling on PC either. Call of Duty has never been a big game on PC, really. It's always been primarily thought of as a console game. Other than when it first came out with that big red and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. So there was no really big player count to hold over Twitch viewers, and games would be dying out by 6 p.m. or take forever to start. So it was pretty easy switch for everybody. Yeah, so it didn't have the life that Apex has. And Apex is probably a lot more fun. I mean, I think it's more fun. I played Blackout and I didn't like it. Call of Duty Big Red 1, is that what it's called? Yeah, that sounds familiar. But anyway, Team Liquid's Blackout team is now playing Apex. It was one of the first games in the series. Oh, okay. And that's it. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Rogue, Caliburn, Flanker, and Casper. Those are the 4 people. Which, wait a minute, don't you need... It's a 3-man team. I guess maybe you just sub out somebody. The third guy. Okay. Rogue also gave his thoughts on why Apex has blown up. I think part of it is that it isn't Fortnite, honestly. It's one of the first-person shooter battle royales that also feels like it is worth the time that has been put into it. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. The meta could sit for a bit compared to Fortnite, where they have a huge changes before tournaments. Yeah, that's the other thing, man. People are just sick of Fortnite. They don't want that. They want an FPS. PUBG's garbage. It runs like shit. And they don't give a fuck about fixing it because all they care about is the Asian market. They just make you feel like they care about other things, but no. And finally an FPS comes out that runs well, that's fun, and everybody's playing it. That's it. It like filled the void, and it's a good product. That's what happened with Apex. Rivers for Wear says, I love that Apex was like the ugly stepchild for EA and ended up being amazing. Let the game devs make the games, not the execs. That is the craziest thing. We talked about at the top of the podcast that they spent all that money on Anthem, 2 years of advertisement, And Apex had zero marketing, and it shit on everything. 50 million people in a month, dude. Pros are moving to playing Apex. And you know why? Because it's fun, man. It's fun. They're having a good time. Shroud is having a good time murdering all these casuals. Have you seen him lately? He's been buzzing, dude. His Adderall is at an all-time high, dude. He's been fucking going to that pharmacy and getting more Adderall. They're like, I don't know. Are you sure, Shroud? Are you sure you want more Adderall? Listen, man. I got a stream to take care of, all right? I'm playing Apex with my buds. How am I supposed to win games without Adderall? God damn it. The companies just need to start dropping games instead of advertising for years. Well, one guy posted on Reddit saying that he thinks that Apex's success has to do with them not marketing it. Because think about it. If I tell you, hey, there's this new Battle Royale game from the people that made Titanfall, you would be like, I mean, I guess I'll check it out. I'll look at it. And then you would watch a video. You'd be like, maybe I'll check this out. But there would be so much hate, so much shit talking, so many people saying things that, you know, like, oh, this isn't going to be it. Another Battle Royale game, just what we need. Another PUBG clone. All these naysayers would just fucking naysay it to the dirt, dude. But instead, it was just like, boom, here it is. And everyone's like, what? What is it? I guess it's a new Battle Royale. Oh, really? How come I've never heard of it? Oh, I don't know. The only advertisement that this game had was Dr. Disrespect and Shroud saying, stay tuned for a new Battle Royale coming out from the people that made Titanfall. And that was like 3 days before the game came out. That's it. That's all we ever heard about it. I mean, obviously, maybe there was some more. I don't know, dude. We were doing the podcast. I didn't fucking see any news articles about it. We're literally a gaming news podcast, and I do like extensive research. I didn't see anything about something like that. The only thing we saw was what we reported, where Dr. Disrespect and Shroud were like, hey guys, look out. This is coming out. And we literally talked about it on the podcast. And then 3 days later, I'm playing it, and Czar's like, oh shit, is that thing we were talking about? And I'm like, yeah, dude, this is the thing that we were talking about. Oh, is it good? Fucking, yeah, it's really good. The other advertising was paying all the top Battle Royale streamers to play it. Yeah, that's it. One other interesting case was Valve's Artifact card game. The game had potential, was a flop. The game has to be good too. Well, I'm not sure if Artifact is a good game. The problem with Artifact is that they wanted it to be like Magic the Gathering, as in you trade cards individually for money, and they all have their own ecosystem and own market, and they have their own prices made by the people because of how important they are. And that's what they wanted. They just wanted to get those guys that spend money on card games, that spend money on Magic the Gathering and stuff like that, to bring their interest into their game and spend their money into their game so they can make a piece of the market value. They wanted you to use their eBay. And Artifact might be a good game, actually. Like Resting Bird says, he likes the game. It might actually be a good card game. But that model of getting people to... It just made them look greedy. Even though Magic the Gathering is not greedy in its nature. It's just, it is what it is. If you want to spend money, you can spend money. But if you are like, hey, I want that, and I'm going to create a model for that. And on top of that, they charge people $20 for the game flat out. Like, dude, at least make the game free to play if you're going to fucking try to get some transaction out of, you know, like if you're going to middleman the transactions for these cards and make your cut from that. Okay, I get it. But you're also going to charge $20 for the game. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right fucking move. Obviously, it was not the right move because it's funny. Artifact is like the cheapest cards now, besides the 20 up front. Yeah, I mean, if you do the math, it might actually come out cheaper than Hearthstone, cheaper than Elder Scrolls Legends, or whatever other card game is good right now. But at the end of the day, it puts a bad taste in people's mouth when you're like, hey, come pay $20 with the idea that you're already going to pay more money. Pay $20 just to play the game, then you already know you're going to pay more money. And the game died because it relies on an ecosystem of people, of trading cards and money and all those things. I know we're talking about Artifact and not Apex, but it kind of goes hand in hand with this kind of thing where you have an idea and a business model and you're not sure how it's going to work out. Anthem, their idea was we're going to make this sick MMO looter shooter from the people of BioWare, which already on paper sounds great. Sounds fucking awesome, dude. MMO looter shooter from BioWare, sign me up. That's what everybody said. Sign me up, dude. When is it coming out? In 2 years. What's it called? Anthem. Okay. Little by little, day after day, we're going to hear more shit about Anthem? Nothing yet. Month after month. Oh yeah, check out this video. Okay. Doesn't look that great. But you know what? We'll give it a shot. Saw another video. Oh, this build was old, dude. This is an old build. It's 6 months old. Okay, fine. It's an old build. Game comes out. It's the same fucking game. It's the same fucking thing. Everything we saw was the same. So they had their model and it looked good on paper and it sounded good. A Valve card game sounds like dog shit to a lot of people, but to people that play card games, which I'm one of them, I like card games, that was like, oh, cool. A big player like Valve is going to come into town and make their version of a card game. Maybe they're going to fix all the things that I don't like about the other card games. Maybe they're going to make it in a way where I'm actually going to be like, this is the game that I want to play, you know? And then the game comes out and it does not deliver in the way that you want it to. Their model was completely different than what everybody wanted. And Rivers for where, yeah, all of this is why I'm scared about Cyberpunk 2077. You shouldn't be scared about it. And I'll tell you why. Because they've shown time and time again that they're not going to make the same mistakes that other developers have made. They're not going to be greedy. And CD Projekt Red, they come from super humble beginnings. And those same people are still there. They're like the original Blizzard guys. Mike Morhaime and all that shit. Those guys are still there. And they're the same guys that made all the bullshit games from the past. And I've actually play tested one of their old games. They worked for Disney. And from somebody that I talked to, they were just a bunch of like coders, you know? So they're just like a bunch of coders on the side. Yeah, they're their own company. They're their own thing. They're backed by their government. They don't take shit from anyone. They're just literally guys that know how to make video games. And they blew up. And the country of Poland backs them. They literally give them money, dude. They invest in them. So they're totally different thing, dude. They're what everybody wishes they could be. They're what BioWare wishes it could be. BioWare wishes that they could be their own fucking entity. They don't have to answer to anybody, and they can just make their game. But that's not the reality of it. Even Bethesda, that's not the reality of it. They have to listen to ZeniMax. Blizzard has to listen to Activision. BioWare has to listen to EA. So even though they make good games, they're never going to be on CD Projekt's level. There's no Sega, EA, or Activision above them. Exactly. There's nobody above them telling them what to do. And CD Projekt Red, they took all the steps necessary, and because I'm a Cyberpunk fan, I grew up playing Cyberpunk 2020, the tabletop role-playing game, and they took the necessary steps, I promise you, to make sure that it's authentic. That the game is... Because when I saw that 20-minute gameplay video of them like showing Night City and stuff like that, I got fucking emotional a little bit, dude, because it was really good. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. It's everything like you could dream of. If you're a fan of something that no one gives a shit about, and you're like, God, I wish they would make a video game or a movie. Like the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. I'm always like, fuck, man, I wish they would make a good movie or show or something about it that could just capture what I'm reading and like do it justice. They did that with Cyberpunk so far from what I've seen. And that's crazy, dude. I was ready to shit on it, dude. I was ready to be like, fuck, man, so disappointed. But I'm excited about it. So Cyberpunk 2077 is a whole new thing, dude, and it's gonna change everything. It's gonna show people what it's like when you have your own fucking company and you do your own thing and you answer to nobody. Then it's gonna show those people what it's all about. Their pro modding community too. Oh man, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. Speaking of battle royales, though, Dark Souls creator would love to make a battle royale game. From Software wants to make a live service game too. Yeah, I don't know, man. For you Dark Souls fans out there, have you guys ever wanted a battle royale game made by the people that make Dark Souls? Come on, just look at that title. Sounds great. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls and president of developer From Software. From Software. But where are you from? From Software. No, I get it. You use software to make your thing, but like, what's your company name? Oh, we're From Software. Okay, I get it, dude. But I mean, am I crazy? I'm trying to have a conversation with you. From Software. Companies. From Software. All right, man. Listen, I don't know what you have against me. I'm just a journalist. I'm trying to ask you a question. You know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. Horrible name. Who's on first? But anyway, From Software said they would love to take a crack at it, making both a battle royale game and a regularly updated live service game a la Destiny and Anthem. Oh, that's what live service means. I think live service is the future, but battle royales ended up being live service too. You know, you make new content and updates and stuff like that. That's the future right now. The future is you make a game. It's not the future, it's the present. You make a game and you continually update it and you keep generating income from it. That's what it is. Path of Exile, Warframe, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, all these fucking games that are making buttloads of money. It's just literally it's a game, you make money from it and you keep generating income. So anybody who's doesn't have one of those games, I can understand if they were like, yeah, sure, we want to make one like that. Like, we want to make our own. You know, they make fucking single player games. So they have that new one, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. You know, you beat it and you're done. Single player action games don't feel too rare in the current climate. While Devil May Cry 5 has some online elements, it's coming out 2 weeks before our game, he said. We do need this diversity in the industry, regardless of what From Software is doing. We need people making battle royale games and live services, and we need people making single-player focused experiences. We feel that this diversity is what will keep everyone going. Yeah, I mean, with the single-player games, the DLCs are what's considered what makes it kind of a live service game, but it's like pseudo-live service, and not everybody gets the DLCs. Because by the time the DLC comes out, you might just be sick of the game. You're like, I already beat it. You know, what are they going to add that's so monumental that's going to change the game? It's just new missions, whatever. That's how I felt about a lot of DLCs. They like Fallout's DLCs and Skyrim's. I only got Skyrim's DLCs because it was part of a bundle. You know, when Special Edition came out, it had all of them. So I was like, okay, I'll get that. Boom. Anthem is doing that, but it's fucked. There's like 2 armor sets, and I guess they're going to keep adding more later. Shake my head. Yeah, they just didn't. They weren't ready. See, Anthem is going to be good. In a year, it'll be a good game. Probably less than a year, but in a year, it'll be a good game. But that's not what they wanted. They wanted it to be good off launch, which is just not possible with a lot of games. And on the other hand, Apex Legends was good on launch. Like, it has a few bugs and issues here and there. It's still good. You know, bugs and issues is not a problem. People are okay. Look at PUBG. People are willing to play PUBG with bugs and issues for a year, including me. I have like 1,500 hours in it, and I talk the most shit about it. But the content and the stuff that the meat of the game is sour, dude. It's rotten meat, dude. Nobody wants to play that. And I'm not even going to take a look at it. So yeah, I mean, for people like From Software and any of these companies that make single player games only, that those days are kind of they're not over, but those, like, we want single player games. No one's saying don't have a single player game. But We want the single player games, but nobody wants to make them, dude. People are afraid to make them. I'd be absolutely down for a Miyazaki made battle royale. I put hundreds of hours into Dark Souls PvP. Yeah, I'm down with it too. Anybody's down. I mean, the problem is battle royale, that term has become a bad word. It's become a no thing to say now because it's so fucked, dude. It's been so absolutely super fucked in your mind. Battle Royale, BR. Fucking, it's like MMO. Remember that? WoW came out, then it's like, oh, another MMO? Now there's thousands of MMOs. There's like so many fucking MMOs, dude. And none of them are good. And it's the same thing with Battle Royales. Now there's a million Battle Royales. So anybody that says that they're going to make one, we're just sick of hearing it. But in reality, if they make a good game, like Apex Legends, dude, if you told me first-person battle royale, I'd be like, yeah, sure. What's that? What else? You know? Yeah, okay. What else? But it just worked. So who knows? They might make a really good game. They know how to make good games, and they're looking at all these other companies making boatloads of money, and they're like, shit, why don't we fucking make one of these kinds of games that generates income? You know, we know how to make games. And we're known for our single player content, and we respect single player content. But you know, we gotta branch out, dude. We're leaving money on the table is exactly what it is. If you're a video game company and you're successful at making single player games, and you're not trying to make a battle royale or a live service game, you're putting money on the table, dude. You're leaving it. You're leaving it there. You're walking out the door with hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting on the table. That's how they see it, and it's true. And it begs a question: will we get more single-player games in the future, or will it just be 5 games that everybody's playing? You know what I mean? 5 top. That's pretty much what it is right now. There's like 5 games that everybody's playing. League of Legends. Here, let's look at Twitch. Let's look at this browse real quick. Everybody's playing Fortnite, League of Legends or Dota, a MOBA, another battle royale. Let's see how many games are free to play from the top. Okay, just chatting. It's because of the titty streamers, so we're gonna skip that. 1, Fortnite free to play, League of Legends free to play, Dota 2 free to play live service. All 3 of them live service or battle royale. Apex Legends free to play live service. Counter-Strike, Path of Exile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top 6 games are free to play live service games. Okay, on Twitch. The 7th one is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I bet you it's because there's a tournament going on. Single bracket. Yeah, there's a tournament going on. It's a summit. Right? Devil May Cry 5 just came out. That's why. Next game, PUBG, free to play. GTA Online, I don't know why, but it's there. Next game, World of Warcraft, live service game. And then the list just keeps going. Just one by one, live service game, free to play. So, where's Dark Souls, dude? I mean, I know it's an old game, but Dark Souls 3. I mean, top guy has 1,000 viewers, second guy has 200, less than 200 viewers. I know it's an old game, but that's what happens. Guess what else is an old game? League of Legends. What's older, League of Legends or Dark Souls? Dota 2 or Dark Souls? Counter-Strike or Dark Souls? These are fucking old, dude. It's an old game, man. But people are playing it. People are playing it. That's it. So From Software, if they're like, hey, we want to make a battle royale, we can all thumb our nose at it and talk shit, but they're leaving money on the table, dude. They want to make bags. They want to get those bags. They want to scoop it up. That's a terrible comparison. They're completely different game types. No, they're all... I want a Splinter Cell Battle Royale stealth battle. Oh, I was reading what you guys said. I think this past year proved fairly well that single-player games are still massively successful. True, but also those are also free-to-play games that are all at the top. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Live service games are the ones that are making the money. Single-player games make money all up front, and then that's it. Live service games make all their money up front and continually make money. So From Software, if the problem with the single player game is if you make a single player game and it fails completely, that's it. It's over. It's over for that game. There's nothing you can do for it. A live service game that fails initially, you can, if you are able to sustain the loss, you can just add more to it. Path of Exile wasn't good off the bat. It was shit. No one wanted to play it. People were begging their friends to play it. Now it's like one of the best fucking ARPGs out there. I think it's better than Diablo. For sure, it's better than Diablo. So they were able to get themselves out of it because it's a live service game. They have microtransactions. They have all the things that generate income. Your single player games have much lower development costs over the long run. You can routinely make them. Don't have server costs, etc. Yeah, but it's not generating income. It's not about how much money you have to spend to make a single player game and how much money you can get from it. They're not all going to be Resident Evil 2 remakes. Some of them are going to be in the middle. They're going to be in the middle games. So what I'm trying to say is, if I own a video game company and I'm looking at all these players, players as in other companies, they're all making their money. They're all generating all this income from their live service games. And somebody asks me, hey, would you make a live service game? I'd be like, yeah, man. I think I have to. I think that's what the market is right now. As much as people love Dark Souls and can't wait for another one to come out, and it'll probably be successful and it'll probably be an awesome game, people they are thinking, what can we do? What game can we make that we just continually update it and it keeps making us money? You know what I mean? Same engine, same graphics. Warframe has been using the same engine. Path of Exile has been using the same engine. League of Legends is using the same engine. They don't have to create anything from scratch. They don't have to do anything like that. It's already made. They just have to add to it. That's it. They add to it and it keeps generating income. That's kind of one of those things that a developer might look at and be like, yeah, that's the way we want to do it. Free to play will make more money, but it's a big risk as well. Very big risk. Look at games like Realm Royale. That was that gambling. What was that gambling based BR that failed called? Flopped and made barely anything and put all the time and money into making them. Well, Realm Royale was a good game initially, but they killed it because they wanted to change it and make it a different type of game. Rainbow Six Siege, it's doing great on Steam. Yeah, but that's considered a live service game. We're not talking about free to play. Live service is what we're talking about. Live service means that they continually update it and add content to it. Like Dark Souls and like Fallout and Skyrim, they're not live service games. They're single player games that have DLCs and content added later on for a price. But games like Siege and Counter-Strike and stuff like that, they continually get content for free, mostly free, and it just keeps generating income. It's microtransactions pretty much is what it is. Games with seasons are usually pretty solid. That's what it is. It's seasonal changes. Like they have a plan. This year we're going to make this and this and this. We're going to release those things at this time frame. People are going to play it at this time frame and it's going to generate income. So they look at like, what do people like? They like the skins. They like this. Okay, so we need to make more skins. They like this content. Okay, we need more content like that. And then they just keep adding to whatever's working. Whatever works, they just keep doing it. Live service can be great, but it's definitely a big risk. Well, every video game is a big risk, in my opinion. It doesn't matter what you make. Look at Anthem. They thought that it was going to be amazing. It was a huge risk. It ended out not doing well in the beginning. Probably will do better later on. But right now, it's not doing well. And there's so many risks that you can take. But what we do know is that last year, out of the $80 billion, what was it? 80% of all of profits, which was, I think the total profits from video games were about $90 billion, something like that. It was like 90 billion, 80 billion was the number. So that's the entire number of how much everybody has generated from video games, right? Profits, income. I don't know exactly what the stat was. We covered it on the podcast, but there was a giant number. Let's say it's 100 billion. 80% of that was from live service games. Path of Exile, Hearthstone. It included Candy Crush, like mobile games and stuff like that too. So 80% of all profits came from live service games. Yeah, it is a different ballgame with mobile games, but it's still, just by itself, Path of Exile. See here, let's see. Path of Exile profit. Let's see what it says. Expansions, business model. Okay, during closed beta. No, this isn't it. That's not what I'm looking for. How to make profit in Path of Exile. No. Oh, fuck, man. I wish I could find that article that we read. Revenue generated from video games. Okay, here we go. 43.8 billion, up 18%. Let's see. Trying video games related content. We complete. Okay, this is not it. This is not the article. Okay. Software including in-game purchases and subscriptions. Total. No, this isn't it either. Yeah, Czar couldn't make it today, Brian. Literally, when we started the podcast, he had to take off to work. So, poor guy. He's working. But yeah, the idea is that the article was pretty much saying that 80% of all revenue came from free-to-play games or live service games. So I know that mobile games is its own market, but it even said that that number was not inflated because of mobile games. Like, mobile games was just a part of it. Mobile games was just a small percentage of that giant number. Games like League of Legends, Hearthstone, Path of Exile, World of Warcraft, those games are generating so much fucking money, dude. So much money. That other developers are looking at that and going like, dude, why are we still making single player games? And the answer is because people want single player games and people still value them. But how much do they value them? That's the thing. When people say like they want a reboot, they want like, I wish they would bring back this, and that, nostalgia reasons. It happens, they reboot it, it comes back, and nobody gives a fuck about it. They only gave a fuck about the nostalgia, about talking about it. But when it came to like putting their wallet down and actually spending money on it, it doesn't fucking happen. It's the same thing with single player games, man. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why, in my opinion, because I live it every day. You only have a set amount of time in your day. And if I can only play video games for 3 hours a day, all right, let's say, because that's exactly what my situation is. 3 to 5 hours max is how many hours I can play in a day of a video game, right? So I have to choose which game is the one that I'm going to play for those 3 to 5 hours. Which one am I going to maximize fun, where it's going to be worth it? So whether it's a single player game, a free-to-play game, if I paid $100 to fucking play the game, it doesn't matter. It's a fact that what am I going to spend my time on? And most people don't want to spend their time on a single player game. They want to spend their time on a free-to-play game that they've already invested their time into. They've already spent so much time and money on Path of Exile and Hearthstone and all those other games where they're like, dude, I've spent time and money on this game and I don't have a lot of time and money left. So I'm just going to keep, going. I'm going to go through the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. I'm not going to try this new single player game that I have to spend $60 on, and once I'm done with it, I'll never play it again. Because that's not a good way of spending my time. And as Brian's saying, exactly, John, once your life gets busy and you have to pick and choose, my gaming time ends up also being my social time. So I want to play a game I can play with a friend. Yeah, see, those are if and that. I think that varies a lot person to person, though. But I've seen a lot of the people that have the money, that have the wallet, have a job. So the people that have a job are the ones that are deciding what they want to spend their time and money on. And that's most of the people out there. Most of my friends that have no time don't play multiplayer anymore. Well, it just depends. Like you said, it just depends. But it's obvious from what we've seen from statistics that most people play these free-to-play games because they're easily accessible and they're the game that they've spent the most time and money on. If I've bought all the skins for all my champions on League of Legends and anytime a new champion comes out, I fucking spend cold hard cash on it. If another MOBA comes out, and even if it's better than League of Legends in every way, I'm not going to play it, dude. That's what happened with HOTS, with Heroes of the Storm. I could not get any of my fucking friends to play it because they're like, dude, I spend so much time and money on League. I'm not going to fucking invest into another game. Even though both of them are free to play, I'm not going to play another game. I only have 3 hours to play. I've already invested so much time and money in this game, so I'm just going to keep going. And we're going to go over here in our little League of Legends corner, and they're going to keep baking stuff for me, and I'm going to stay in that corner because I'm used to that corner. And I'm never going to leave that fucking corner. Okay? It would take a monumental corner somewhere else in this room for me to leave that corner. You would have to fucking entice me crazy to go into that room, in that other corner. So your single player game better be fucking amazing, dude. It better be amazing. I get getting a single player game and playing it over the weekend and finishing it and that's it and you're good to go. But we're talking about developers that want people to continually play their game. Replay value is their thing. People are not wanting to make games anymore where you play it once and that's it. It has to have replay value, and that's what makes Dark Souls so good, is that PvP. And it was always different, right? Didn't it have some kind of roguelite elements? I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that the PvP is what made it so fucking fun. I just end up playing Hearthstone and CSGO every weekend. Exactly. And there's new versions of CSGO. There's new versions of Hearthstone. But you've spent so much time and money on Hearthstone and CSGO, and that's all you play. Live service is absolutely going to be king as far as making money. Yeah. And I guess all of you guys have had valid points. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that single player games are dead or a thing of the past or anything like that. All I'm saying is that people that develop video games, especially single player video games, they're looking over the fence at their neighbor's yard and they're seeing how much fun they're having and how much money they're making. And they're like, dude, why are we still doing this? And as much as their fans are like, hey man, we love it, please don't stop. They're like, yeah, I get it that you guys love it and we love it too. But there's so much opportunity over there for me. I have a family. I want to make money, dude. I want to fucking be more successful. From Software could be better than Blizzard. It could be better than EA. It could be better than I don't even know who else. But they could be on another level too if they made that one game that everybody fucking plays, you know? So yeah. But that being said, I think the success of single player is going anywhere. Maybe single player moves from AA or indie, but the market will find that void if it's left by AAAs. Yeah, I think that single player games that are going to be successful from here on have to have insane replay factor. Replayability. There are single player games where, like, dude, there are people that play Resident Evil over and over again. They beat it, they come back, they beat it again, they do it with an unlockable character, they beat it again. But a lot of people that I've talked to, including myself, I played once, maybe twice, and that's it. You know, I'm sure there's more content, but I got through it, you know, like I finished it. I finished the book, all right? Do I want to watch the movie again? Do I want to read the book again? Maybe. But there are other books, there's other movies, you know? Maybe I can give them a shot. Yeah, amazing story. You finish it, And then you're like, okay, it was worth the money. I don't care that I paid $60. It was worth it. But the replayability is a different thing. Also, the whole paying $60 for a game, that's another discussion to have. I don't even know if people want to do that anymore. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I see a game for $60 and I'm like, dude, this better be fucking... It better be so fucking good, dude. Because that game is free back there, right? That other game back there, that's free. And it's pretty fucking fun. Just net fucking stats, you know? Let's put all the stats together. Overall, fun, right? Am I having fun? Yeah, with that free game, yeah, I am. With the single player game, yeah, I'm having fun. But $60? I don't know, man. Very few games I'm willing to pay $60 for now. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Whenever you charge $60 for a game, your game comes under so much fucking scrutiny. All the things, because people want you to convince them so much more to buy your game. So much more. Like, all the bugs and issues that are normal in like a free-to-play game that no one complains about because they're like, oh, it's free, whatever. It's going to have bugs. On a $60 game, all of a sudden those things that people are like, oh, whatever about, is the biggest deal breaker. That's the deal breaker. You know? But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. We got through the podcast. It was long and winded. I didn't have Czar with me, so I feel like a little loner. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that I was able to hold down the fort and do a good job. I remember the first podcast that I did it alone. Literally the first episode, because one of the co-hosts that we were supposed to have just decided not to show up because he's a punk bitch and didn't want to do it without Czar because he knew Czar and didn't know me and didn't want to give a shot to see if like both of us could do it, even though I told him that we were not going to publish it, that we were just going to try it first. He was a punk bitch and didn't want to do it, so whatever. I ended up doing it alone and it was fucking garbage, dude. I listened to it and it was terrible, man. Oh my god, can't believe how bad it was. I mean, I was embarrassed, but I did it because I was like, fuck it, man. I want to do this thing. I want to do this podcast. And if Czar can't make it, then I'm just going to fucking do it. So I hope this episode was much better than that one. I think it was, but, you know, time will tell. Other than that, thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the podcast and the discussion and giving us articles, which, by the way, is there more articles on... Let me see here. Let me check my Discord real quick. Which, by the way, get in that Discord, guys. Make sure you guys join that Discord. Fantasy's widow, the fight over the legacy of Dungeons. Yeah, I saw that, Prince. That was the wife of the person that made Dungeons and Dragons. There was some other stuff of, like, first female... NBA 2K Pro playing for, I guess we could take a look at it real quick. Here we go. Whoops. Yeah, so Chiquita Evans was the first drafted woman in the NBA 2K League. The NBA has its own league now where each team has its own esports team that represents them in NBA 2K. And it's like, it's legit. So the Golden State Warriors hired Chiquita Evans as their representative. Podcast is always lit. That's what I'm talking about, agent. That's what I'm talking about. And then, you know, there's this thing that might get me banned, but who gives a fuck? Because that's what we were all about here. It's this awesome little esports jockstrap. If you guys want to be a part of the Point and Click podcast, make sure you get my gamer tag over your butt right there with the jockstrap. And, you know, just have some fun. That's it. No big deal. No big deal. I hope the mods of Twitch are not going through the thumbnails and see that real quick. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so it is gaming. It has to do with gaming. Yeah, that's right. You read correctly. Get ready for male esports jockstrap. It's a high time that we do something for the male gamers who receive so much backlash in the community. Made for men by women. Okay, good for you. You posted an article on Discord? Okay, let me see. Yeah, cheaters, man. Cheaters in fucking Apex, dude. Trust me, I've seen them. They're such pieces of shit. People that cheat are such fucking losers, man. You're cheating in a fucking free-to-play video game? This is great for lower back pain. Yeah, man, there's 355,000 cheaters banned out of 50 million people playing. And I've seen a few of them. I mean, there's not much you can do. There's always going to be cheaters. But they have to do a better job with it. It's fucking annoying, dude. So yeah, that's it. They're just trying to work on so much shit, you know? A lot of people talk shit about that easy anti-cheat. They say it's not good. It's like people talk shit about VAC, how it's really bad too, but I don't know, man. I don't know enough about that kind of stuff. So that's it. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We'll be here next week. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube. You join the Discord. Do I have a command for the YouTube? I think that is my... Yeah, that's all of them. Point and Click Podcast. And boom, boom, boom. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you guys can watch it and share it with your buddies and everything. And other than that, we're on iTunes. We're on any of your podcast apps. I have the Wise and Sassy podcast with wife, and that's just me and wife just sitting down, shooting the shit, talking shit. That's all we really do. And then stream every day, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Usually 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. It just depends. You know, I'm a new dad, so everything gets fucked sometimes. But 3 p.m. to about 6 p.m., 3 hours, I do some streaming, mostly Apex Legends with my buddies, talking shit, being toxic, gay shit, sound effects. We do everything. We're just having fun. That's all it is. So if you guys want to check it out during the week, I will be there. Czar does not stream. He will not be on. So other than that, thank you guys so much for being a part of the podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. I love you. Hope I didn't bore you to tears. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. Czar Salesman.
We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
There's just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away.
It smells like wet dog. We pretend people care about our opinions. We pretend people care about our opinions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Point Click Podcast. There's just a couple of good guys, virtue signaling their life away. So stay woke, stay fresh,